Okay, today I want to talk about something that might feel like, oh yeah, that'd be nice to have, but with what time? But this channel is all about reclaiming space for yourself, the busy mom. And so today I want to talk about hobby ideas for you to think about and to carve out time in your life, even if it's just like 10 minutes a day. So much of being a mom is serving other people. And I'm here to say you deserve like 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes a day for something that's just for yourself. And this does not include showering, reading your Bible, exercising, cooking, yard work. This is just something that is solely for enjoyment, to bring you enjoyment, to give you a space to get in flow. Just something for you to have that's just yours. It's mindless but fulfilling. I say it shouldn't be reading the Bible, exercising, cooking, yard work, all that stuff, because that's stuff that I feel like is already just in place, in motion, hopefully in your everyday routine. Whereas like a hobby is something that I'm inviting you to step into. My ideas are things that you could do. I am a photographer, a videographer and photographer. So my list is things that aren't digital, because I feel like we need less time on our screen. We need less time in front of a laptop, a screen. And so these are ways that you can work with your hands, work with your mind a little bit, but just get into flow and hopefully find enjoyment in. It was really fun to come up with these lists because it brought me back to things that I used to do as like a preteen or a teenager that I would just mindlessly do that were fun and life-giving. So, number 1, drawing with either a pencil or a pen. And you might be like, I'm not a good drawer, but even just like pretend like you're back in school and you're just doodling, even the little doodles that you used to do as a kid, on the sidelines of your notes. I feel like doodling is a really great way to just get your hand going and get in flow. It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be something that you frame. It just is something that, again, is for you. So drawing with pen, like a fine tip pen or whatever kind of pen you want, or try to use some colored pencils. Maybe you could have fun doing different shadings. I did think about, are people going to struggle with what to draw? But it's like, just have fun with it. Just doodle around, doodle things that you see, find colors that you like, and just let yourself have a space that's fun, that is just for you. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but you get it. My next idea is painting with either acrylic or with watercolor. Also, all of these are like pretty affordable. So, because I feel like all of us have acrylic paint lying around where you can get it pretty affordably at like the Dollar Tree, or wherever in your local store, Walmart. Just have fun. I don't know. I looked at Pinterest for this one. It's not my best, but it was fun to do. And with watercolor, something that I've been enjoying lately is to just do little blobs. Do little blobs and then draw little faces on them. I feel like that's a fun way to get creative. And watercolor is kind of a harder medium, so blobs feel easy. And it's a nice, just soothing exercise to just mix the water and the paint and put on some relaxing music or a sermon, or just sit in silence, because that's nice too. My next idea for a creative hobby is oil pastels, or just pastels. There's like more chalky versions. You know what? This is actually, I was cleaning out my bathroom. This is actually hair chalk, but I was like, I don't see myself using that as much, but I could have fun using them on paper, and it works the same, and you can blend it. So these are more like soft pastels, which are a fun set of colors. And again, like maybe the texture is fun for you to mix and blend colors. Or you could do oil pastels, which is what even started this whole channel. Was a desire to get creative, and I got myself these oil pastels for Christmas, and I'm not having as much fun with them as I thought I would, but I still need to push myself to use them more because I feel like oil pastels are also a harder medium. But again, it's not about making something like to frame on a wall. It's just something to enjoy doing the act of. A hobby should be that. So oil pastels, just draw circles, just draw squares, like draw a shape and then play with the colors. I feel like Pinterest is really good for giving like little color ideas. So sometimes I pin different little color ideas, and that's a good way to use Pinterest as well. Not necessarily like copying a painting, but sometimes I do. But you could find good color combinations on Pinterest and then pull the colors from the various things that you might be interested in painting or drawing. This might just not sound fun, but for me, it's very nostalgic, and it's bracelet making. Do you remember making bracelets? I got some embroidery thread for, I think, $5 on Amazon. I'll link it below. And it came with a whole set, and you can just either braid them together or do like the 4 where you make, you can look up a video on how to do bracelet making with embroidery thread. But they turn out like this, and they're very fun. You can wrap around your bracelet as a bracelet, or I did a little anklet. I did a little braided anklet thing. Here's another of my previous, just a braid. Just a fun little mindless. I feel like I fidget a lot, and so it's nice to have something to do with my hands. Even when I'm like tired from the day, it's still nice to paint or draw or make a bracelet and just get busy. A lot of fun colors. Okay, another idea for a hobby, but this one's a little bit more concentrated. But if you have like old magazines or old books or magazines, books are really the big things. You can do collaging, which I did for my vision board for the year. Again, that one's kind of more like concentrated because you're cutting and you're gluing and you're pasting, but I do feel like that's a fun activity, and you could do it. You could collage a vision, like an intention, something that you intend to do for the year, for the quarter, for your parenting style, for the season of life that you're in, whatever it is. Collaging is a nice little way to kind of collect your thoughts and even just see where your mind wanders as you're looking through various pages. Patterns, textures, all those things are fun too. Or you could collage cards, which is my next idea, is card making, which you could do with painting or drawing or pastels. You could get blank cards at like Michael's or Amazon, I'm sure. And, there's a handful of birthdays and reasons to give people cards. And so you could either cut collage cards or draw or paint different cards. That's a fun one because it feels very DIY, very personalized for the specific person that you're giving the card to. This one I have not tried myself, but I feel like there's obviously a lot of people who are interested in it. Knitting or crocheting, that feels like an easy little busy work with your hands. I'm sure I have done it at some point, but there's yarn and thread and all sorts of things you could knit or crochet. Seems pretty simple enough to get started too. You just need like 2 hooks or 2 needles to knit. Oh, a fun one that it also takes more concentration, but is cute to do is like the pendant flags with felt. I have a bunch of felt, and you could like do a name. That's also a good idea to look on Pinterest and see, but do like a name or just like a little flag with a letter or with a saying. You can hot glue it. You can Make a cute little flag for your kid or for your kitchen or for a friend. Another idea for the busy mom for a hobby would be writing or poetry. I think a good little prompt, sometimes if I'm just having a day, I might in my head just do like the 5 senses where I'm like, I think you do like 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you can touch, 2 things you smell, and 1 thing you taste. Like you activate your senses, and that's a mindfulness exercise, but you could do that through, you could use that as a writing prompt for writing out things that you see, feel, touch, taste, or smell, and use the numbers however you want. Also with writing, it's a great opportunity to just journal out your thoughts and your feelings. It's a good one to get in touch with your feelings more. And then this one is a good exercise that I think helps with all of the creative hobby ideas, but it's writing out things that you're thankful for. Even if you're like, how would thankfulness help with painting? But I think it could, because you could think, I'm thankful for a sunny day, or the green leaves, or my cup of water. I'm thankful for the breath in my lungs, and all those thankful ideas. It could be things that you might feel inspired to draw or paint or whatever. Be inspired by. You are allowed to carve out something for just yourself, whether it's bracelet making, drawing, journaling, whatever it is for you. I'd love for you to draw along with me in one of my other videos. And just us moms have a lot on our plate, and I think it's okay to do something just for you. Even if it's at the end of the day when you're so tired, it's a good idea to just plop yourself in front of something other than your phone where you're scrolling, or the TV where you're just watching but you're not really participating. I think we crave creation. I know I do. I crave creation and making beautiful things. And so there are some ideas for you to try and have fun making beautiful things.